Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about something that's really cool. Every once in a while a new gun will come out that is really something special, that is really fun, really cool, really practical. The gun I want to show you today is really cool. This is probably one of the coolest guns I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. Now you're probably thinking, is it a handgun? Is it a rifle? Is it a shotgun? No, first of all, it's belt fed. Secondly, it's about as close as you're going to legally come to a machine gun without buying one, because it is a 22 long rifle Gatling gun from Tippmann. You probably remember the 9mm ones, which I absolutely love my 9mm Tippmann. Now we have a 22 belt fed, not magazine fed like the 9mm Gatling gun. The best part is it's very portable. The 9mm is a chunk. You're talking over 50 pounds just for the gun. Then you put the mounts and stuff on it. They get very heavy. This one you can pick up, take to the range, and it is extremely affordable to shoot because it shoots 22 long rifle. And as I said, here's the belt. The belt is non-disintegrating, so it just feeds through the action of the gun. The belt is polymer. It's not, you're probably thinking, well, is this part of the chamber? How does this work? The gun will actually strip the 22 rounds out. It's extremely easy to load. Right now it's in a 50 round configuration, but you can make the belt any size you want because each of the individual links snap together. So in theory, you could put a 2,000 round belt in this thing if you wanted to. So let's delve into the new Gatling gun that's in 22 long rifle from Tippmann and just have some fun with it. In the next segment, we're going to load it up and just get straight to shooting. A lot of folks ask me, how can I get involved in the firearms business in that particular community? And one of the best ways to do that is to become a gunsmith. Every gunsmith I know is just overbooked with work. It's a very good living. And so if you would like to become a gunsmith, you need to go to a gunsmithing school or become an apprentice for an existing gunsmith. But Modern Gun School is an accredited college that also works with veterans in the GI Bill, where you can go and get a degree from accredited college in gunsmithing and then go out and start your own gunsmithing business, which I think is a really great option. Again, throughout my entire life, gunsmiths have always been able to earn a really good living, assuming they have a really strong work ethic. So please check out Modern Gun School. I do have a link in the video description below. Well, first of all, let's kind of quickly go over the basic, overview of the gun. So here we have a multi-barrel Gatling gun, and here's your crank. So you can see how that works, like a traditional Gatling gun. Back here we have a T&E for traversing and elevation, and you can adjust it by turning screws for micro adjustments, or you can make gross adjustments to windage by loosening this and sliding it back and forth on the bar. Have a little handle back here. We have adjustable sights, so you can adjust windage and elevation on the sights. And yeah, I mean, this thing looks so cool. This is something that's small enough that you could actually put on your desk at work. And yeah, I mean, what a cool little gun. Here's the belt, and let's go ahead and back the action up here. This is your top cover, and I'm just going to pull back on this and just flip the top cover over. Now you can see the barrels inside of there, and you can back the action up so you can load it however you want. Now if you take a look at the mechanism itself, we have a slot here, and then you can see the chamber area over here. So what I'm going to do is take my belt, and we'll talk about how to load this belt here in a moment, because it's really simple. It's not a knuckle buster like on other belt fed guns. You'll take it, this is what we call sunny side down, and then you'll see this little tab right here, okay? That tab is going to go into that slot on the mechanism. So I'm just going to lay this in there like that, hold it in place, and swing the top cover over, and it'll close and it'll hold it in place. All it's left to do now is aim it at the target, which we have a challenge steel target downrange, and align the sights. And once I got the sights aligned, let's do a little bit of an adjustment here to the T&E. Once I got that done, I'm going to hold her down, and I'm just going to give her some cranks. Now, good old Remington ammunition is always guaranteed to have one dud, and I felt it in there. Here it is. But because it's a Gatling gun, Gatling guns and miniguns, which are electrified Gatling guns, have a really cool feature to them, and that's if you have a dead round, it will not cause a malfunction. It'll just kick it right out of the action. So if you're shooting Remington, this is probably one of your better options because you're not constantly clearing malfunctions. Open your top cover up, kind of back the action up a little bit. Now by backing it up, you're not causing the strikers to drop, which, you know, it is a 22 rimfire, so I don't know if that can cause problems in terms of breaking parts, but I prefer to back the action up on this thing to go through and make sure that all the barrels are clear. So now, let's talk about, oops, lost one of my little links there. Let's talk about the links. So these are the links. All right, individual links. And so again, you can configure these into any length that you want. They just simply snap together. They are polymer. Then if you take a close look at them, you'll see there's an area there slotted for the rim of the case, and then it's a friction fit up front. So to load it, this is awesome. You just set the rim in, slide it down, okay? See how the rim's in there? And then just push, and it'll friction fit. And so to load it, you just basically go down the line and just push the rounds into the belt. This is something your kids can do. If you've ever played with an M249 saw or a 240 Bravo or something like that, M60, you'll remember, or M2 especially, you usually have to use a machine to help you load the belt. And if you do it by hand, which I've done, it can be quite tedious and a knuckle buster, especially on guns like the 1919 or PKM as well, because you have to push the rounds through the belt. This, you just lay it in there, push down, and call it good. All right, so I don't want to use the entire belt, so I'm just going to snap it off right there. All right. Once again, I'm going to line it up, have it lined up right where I want it. Set the belt in there, get the tab in its spot, close your top cover, align the gun, and go to have fun. Oh my gosh, guys. This is an outstanding little gun. We've had no problems with it, and it's all metal. So if you take a look at the construction of the gun, everything is metal. Now on the internals, there's probably some polymer and stuff like that, but it feels very metallic when you go through the cranking process. So the quality of the thing is certainly there. Now, the downside to these is they're not inexpensive. These are limited production items. They're not making thousands and thousands of them, and they're going to cost right around $4,500. Okay, so that's the only hard pill to swallow, is the price. But if you can get past the price in today's economy, I don't think you're going to be upset that you purchased one of these. Now, this gun came into Copper Custom. That's where I picked it up from, and I've been playing with it, and Copper does have them. These things are extremely cool little conversation pieces and outstanding range toys. Let's load up the belt and have some more fun. So right now there's only a handful of these out there on the market. They're not producing them in great numbers, and it's kind of a slow production run. But over at Copper, if you want to pick one up, you can put money down on one. It's fully 100% refundable if you decide down the road you don't want one, so you can get in line for the next shipment of guns that will come in. The guns are just so ornate. I mean, if you take a look at the construction of it with all the metal and everything like that, we do have some screws and stuff like that here. We have a 6-barrel design, and it has this beautiful wooden handle. I am huge into this little tripod. This looks just like a tripod you'd see on an M2 Mod Deuce or a 1919. Just an outstandingly beautiful little gun. And again, it's a perfect size and weight to easily be lugged to the range and also set it on the desk. Now, when you order it, the cool thing about it is that it will come fully assembled in a box this big. It will be sitting in there in its tripod. No assembly required. Just take it out of the box, load the belt, put a little oil on it, and start shooting. Here's the manual and all the other good stuff. So the manual will break down everything you need to know about the gun, how to load it, how to maintenance it, all that good stuff. And I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. If you're so bold as to take the rear cover off and get into the internals, it breaks all that down for you. So you always have that. All right, enough with all those formalities. I just want to shoot this thing. I'm gonna line her up. It has kind of like a buckhorn rear sight. All right, oops. Let's go ahead and relink my belt here. Oops, missed the clip. All right. Lay that in there like that. top cover. Make sure she's all aligned. And here we go. Uh-oh. I thought I walked off target there for a second. Those little spent cases are hot. So you can see that the gun is pushing those rounds through the belt and the spent cases are falling out, so you don't have to unload the spent cases from the belt. Oh, that is so cool. So cool. Gosh, I love that little guy. Well, this probably isn't the best use of match ammunition from Federal, but we're going to fire some of this 40 grain ammo anyway. The old Gatling gun. Open up that top cover. I'm going to go ahead and back up the action until I get that slot so I can line everything up, lay my belt in, close the top cover, get my sock picture, and give them hell. That, and make sure you got your belt laid out in such a way that it doesn't kink, because that can cause it to stutter there just a little bit. I think I'll try it this way so it'll pull it straight through, not fold it over itself. 100% fire rate on the Federal, amazing. Well, we're making some brass today. Next up, CCI mini mags. I'm going to burn up all my 22 ammo with this thing, Jason. Glorious freedom. Wow, it's so cool. You know what's so funny is just looking at this little tiny T&E. It's so fun, man. It's got the little chain so you can detach it. You know, you can pull it out. It's got a little stopper on there so it won't fall out on its own. But you know, so you can detach it and just freewheel it or clip it back on. I mean, it's just like the full size. Oh, you know what we haven't done yet? Tried firing it, like holding it. Let's do that next. So just how lightweight is the Tippmann 22 Gatling gun? Well, let's find out. Whoa. Hey-oh. Totally portable. This is not the last time you're going to see the Gatling gun in video here on the Military Arms channel, because this thing is so much fun. We're going to try to find things to do with it that'll be entertaining and informative, right? So the cool thing about the gun, yes, it's expensive, but it shoots 22 long rifle. 22 long rifle is readily available these days. We're not in the Obama era where it completely disappeared there for a few years. Completely, totally available, very affordable, which makes this thing insanely fun to shoot. You can literally go out all afternoon, dump a bunch of ammo, and not go home and go, oh man, I can't believe I spent that much money on ammunition. The other thing about this gun was so cool is I literally took it out of the box, put it on the table, loaded a belt without reading a manual, threw it in the gun to see if I could figure it out, and within minutes, I had the gun up and running, zeroed, and having all sorts of fun. It's that simple to use, very intuitive. So overall, this gun is one of the funnest guns I have right now, and that's why you're going to see it in more videos going down the road. Guys, if you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, the best way to do that is become part of our Patreon family. There is a link in the video description below. Also, right here on YouTube, you got the little thanks and join button underneath the video player you're watching. Click either one of those buttons and you can support us right here on YouTube in the age of demonetization. Last but not least, please swing by, check out Copper Custom. Thank you for 15 years of support. And now it's time to empty this last belt on my challenge target. We'll talk to you guys soon. Oh, that's too much fun.